Which two Asian markets have outperformed the US, European, Japanese, and Chinese stock markets on a 6-month and 12-month basis? Korea and Taiwan. On a year-to-date basis, the S&P 500 has done better than the Kospi, but it continues to lag the TWSE, or the Taiwan Stock Exchange Market Index, lag it by a long way. But I reckon even the Kospi could beat the S&P 500 again in coming months. Why? Well, it's all about the semiconductor cycle. The outperformance of Korea and Taiwan have been driven by their chip-making giants, particularly Samsung Electronics and Taiwan Semiconductors. There is a continuing global scramble for semiconductors, which is a continuation of a rising semiconductor cycle that started in 2019. Two factors have transformed a cyclical upturn into a scramble for semiconductors. One, the pandemic has driven a surge in demand for consumer electronics and even automobiles, amidst an aversion to public transport. Two, geopolitical tensions between the United States and China have prompted China to stockpile chips and chip-making equipment in the face of US technology trade restrictions. Given the large capital expenditures and long lead times to add new facilities, up to 3 years to build a fabrication plant, the supply situation isn't going to change much for quite a while to come. On the demand side, even when the pandemic-driven buying of electronics and automobiles eventually subsides, the structural drivers will persist. That is, the semiconductor content for each unit of GDP will continue to rise as automation and the Internet of Things gathers more momentum. So if you like the semiconductor story, how do you invest in this? Our research team likes Samsung Electronics. 38% earnings growth for FY21, 29% for FY22. Price to FY21 forecast earnings is around 15 times. Now that's a very attractive PE to growth ratio of only 0.4 times.